get 2 in a row. And a little earlier, I had a chance to talk with head coach Robert Moore. Cougar coach Robert Moore joins us here at courtside, Herbert Green Court, inside the Lumpkin Center. His Cougars getting set to take on the Nighthawks of North Georgia, and the game didn't go very well in Dahlonega in January, so we've got a little something to prove here tonight.
Oh yeah, I think we totally improved since then. I thought we came out a little sluggish. We watched the film today, and we probably played better that first half, and then the second half just kind of got away from us.
Well, talk about the challenges that they present.
They spread the floor. They got great three-point shooters, so you got to make sure you guard the three-point line. If we can do some things like we did Monday night against Georgia College, just come out and push them farther out so they won't have that easy three. And if we got to get some points in transition. And another thing that we saw on film today is we gave up 16 points in transition for them. We got to be the team that get the points in transition, and I like our chances.
Yeah, that's where we have to make our living.
Oh, yeah, because sometimes we get a little stagnant on offense in the half court. So if we can get our defense to create some turnovers and get some transition buckets, it's really good for us.
And we need to come out with some energy right off the bat tonight.
Yeah. Our guys have been doing a good job lately, though. It's treating every game like it's a Super Bowl or a playoff game. So if we can come out with some energy, enthusiasm, and get it going with this crowd today that we're supposed to have, it should be a good game.
And that's really what we've had to treat the last few games going forward. Right. It's really like playoff games. You have to try to win as much as you can to not only try to get up and get a 4th spot in the league, to host the first-round game, and then build your NCAA resume.
Oh, you got to, Scott. With that win against Augusta and the win against Pembroke at home, if you can sneak and get one at Pembroke, the NCAA committee will look at that kind of stuff. So we got to just take care of business and take one game at a time and beat North Georgia tonight and worry about Flagler on Saturday.
All right, to wrap it up in a nutshell, what do we need to do?
We got to rebound the basketball always. We got to get some points in transition, and we got to guard the three-point line, and I like our chances.
Thanks, Robert.
Thank you.
Coach Robert Moore. All right, and so joining me here at Herbert Green Court, inside the Lumpkin Center, as always at home, my friend and former Cougar great, broadcast partner Mike Sanda. And the Cougars need to build off of that win on Monday to get a nice roll going toward the end of the season here, Mike.
I agree, and I second Coach Robert Moore's thoughts. If you rebound the ball, if you get points in transition and you guard the three-point line, usually if you do those things, you're going to beat anybody. But as he said, North Georgia comes in here. They're a 37% three-point shooting team, and in today's world, that's a good number. So they are going to have to guard the line, and this is a big game for both teams. Columbus State trying to get up into that 4th spot and catch Augusta, while North Georgia really kind of hanging on for dear life here, trying to stay in that 8th spot to get into the tournament. So a big, big game here at the Lumpkin Center tonight.
To your point about their three-point shooting ability, I thought that's what really won them the game in Dahlonega when they made 6 in the second half.
Well, that will certainly be a focus for Robert and his guys. As you said, Scott, they played very well on Monday night against Georgia College. And another challenge presented tonight by North Georgia.
Yep, and the starting lineups being introduced here. We're just about ready to get this one underway. Lady Cougars lost to an outstanding North Georgia team earlier tonight, ranked 15th in the country. 72-54 was the final there. And coming up here, we're about ready to get the men's game underway.
And keep your eye on this officiating crew, Scott. They're in way too good a mood. Taking some photos before the game, and Bruce Benedict looks awfully happy, doesn't he?
Bruce Benedict, former Atlanta Braves catcher, Major League Baseball player. He's been a basketball official for many years. He's part of the crew tonight. Nighthawks all in blue, Cougars in white, trimmed in red and blue. Bruce checks with us. We're ready to go. He's ready to go. The players are ready to go. Grab a lucky spot early. It's a big game. And the tip is controlled by the Nighthawks, and we are underway. Snyers gives it up top to Minor. Minor gets it to Big Watson way up top. Man, he is a load. He gets it in the key. Kicks it over. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Cottrell. They get it down to the big guy, and he lays it up and in.
Watson, a big man, 6'8", 250, and he wins the award for longest hair in the Peach Belt by a mile.
Covers up his number, but I don't need to know the number to know who he is. BG in the paint. Tried to get it to Zay with a backdoor cut, and he couldn't quite corral it and out of bounds.
North Georgia did a really good job of covering that up. Zay was trying to go backdoor, but North Georgia right there, and a turnover to start the night for CSU.
Into the front court, Darnell Snyers gets it to Big Watson, head of the key. Kicked it over on the wing. There's an open three. They shot it long. Rebound JT on the miss by Shimanga. Another thing to watch tonight, Shimanga was really tough in the lane up against us in Dahlonega. Zay behind the arc, left side, up top Anthony Moore. JT in the key, fade away, missed it badly. Rebound, Nighthawks. Shimanga into the front court.
And Shimanga has been at North Georgia for about 8 years, I think. I mean, that guy's been there forever.
Watson kicks it out on the wing. A drive in by Snyers. Kicks it out for three. No. Minor. Backside rebound CSU. Those really good players, it does seem like they're at one place forever.
It does. I mean, that name, Shimanga, I mean, we've been watching this guy play forever.
Anthony Moore, jumper inside the key. No good. Rebound Nighthawks. Slow start shooting-wise for both teams. Shimanga up top. Big Watson, head of the key. Kicks it over to Cottrell. Cottrell up top. We won't let him in. Kicks it over. There's Shimanga in the paint. Turns, shoots, misses that one. Rebound goes to Bryant Gibbons.
Well, you called it, Scott. He loves to get in the lane, and CSU lucky he missed the easy one.
BG spinning, lost it, got it back.
So 3 empty trips to start the game for CSU. How about a basket right here?
BG behind the arc on the left side. Cam Paulding, head of the key. JT, Zay Horton, right wing. Zay, free throw line jumper is no good. Fell off the rim, and the rebound goes to Shimanga. He dribbles into the front court. Good crowd on hand tonight. Big Watson, post up Cam Paulding, takes him to the glass and drew the foul.
Well, Watson using every bit of that 6'8", 250-pound frame of his and just backed Cam Paulding down and drew the foul. He's having trouble with the locks there. As you said, Scott, completely covers up his number.
And the big fellow. First free throw is no good. Members of the baseball team who did such a great job in Monday night's game. They were in the second level on Monday night. They've wisely moved them in the lower end zone right next to the North Georgia bench.
I was going to say they did so well the other night. They got a promotion. They moved them down right on the court, and that's where they should be.
Got an upgrade, didn't they? Free throw was good by Watson. So 3-0, just 3 points scored in the first 3 minutes. 3 total points. BG head of the key. BG, a little shake, a little bake, pulls it up and scores.
Well, he just faced up Snyers right there, shot it right in his eye hole.
3-2 at Nighthawks. Watson gets it back to Snyers. Watson gets it over to Minor. Shimanga up top. Shimanga in the key, and he threw it into the backcourt. Turnover.
That's really good defense from CSU right there, forcing a bad pass from Shimanga.
Cam Paulding out, and Hunter Preston checks into the game.
Shimanga brings back memories of a guy, you remember Dimitri Davis that played
Yes.
here. If you're listening tonight, Dimitri, we miss you.
Yeah.
He was here about 8 years as well.
He was here. I told him many times that he was here the second most amount of time behind me. That's how long he was here. We do miss that guy. Zay, a drive and a shot. No, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, North Georgia here early, really staying in front of CSU, forcing some tough shots, and Zay That time took a little bit of contact. Always like it when Zay gets to the line. Probably my favorite free throw shooter, certainly on CSU, probably in the Peach Belt.
Foul was on Shimunga, and thankfully after that, Zay hits the free throw.
I was hoping he would make it.
3-3.
But he has a really nice-looking shot at the free throw line.
Lonray Olatunji checks into the game now. Second one is good.
Olatunji, another big guy. He goes 6'9", 220 from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
And the Cougars have taken a 4-3 lead here. Head of the key, Jenkins, and we've got a foul on North Georgia away from the basketball.
Look like they got Olatunji, so he comes right in and commits an offensive foul.
They've got a couple of names that broadcasters just love, Shimunga and Olatunji.
I just listen to what you call them and try to mimic you.
I don't always guarantee it. Let me just say that if you read the fine print.
If it's that hard, you go to that guy from. That's
the big guy.
Yeah, the big guy from Yugoslavia or whatever.
Anthony Moore down the left side of the lane. Oh, and he missed the layup after he exploded to the hoop.
Yeah, used the right hand there. Probably should have used the left, missing an easy one.
Shimunga in the paint. Kicks it out on the wing for three. No. Anthony Moore fighting for a rebound and comes up with it. Ant into the front court. Gets it to Hunter Preston. Kicks it out to BG. JT for three. Good.
I say it all the time. Those go in. When you get the good ball moving, you get that ball swinging around the perimeter, JT wide open there.
7-3 Cougars. Shimunga against BG. Oh, a foul on Bryant on the baseline. And that'll get us to the first media timeout. 15 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Cougars up 7-3 on Cougar Sports TV.
Choosing the right college can be a challenge. Does it offer degrees suited to your career goals? Are emerging fields of study more your interest, like cybersecurity, gaming, or environmental science? What about extracurricular activities, such as campus life, study abroad, or honors? Are scholarships and financial assistance available? Columbus State University has always been one of the most affordable colleges in Georgia. Now it's also one of the fastest growing. When you ask the right questions, you'll find out why. CSU
7-3 Cougars on top at the first media.
Slow offensive start for both teams. CSU 2 of 6 from the floor. North Georgia 1 of 5. And Robert mentioned in the pregame, guard the three-point line. So far, they're doing a really good job. North Georgia 0 of 3 from out there.
We're on the road Saturday at Flagler. 1:30 doubleheader here on Cougar Sports TV with audio only. And then we're back here next Wednesday night. Just 2 home games in the regular season remaining after tonight. That'll be Clayton State next Wednesday night, and then 2 weeks from tonight, Georgia Southwestern.
So the season going by in a flash. Unbelievable that there's only 5 games to go after tonight and just 2 more here at Herbert Green Court at the Lumpkin Center.
You know, it's really interesting. A basketball season, a long basketball season, you kind of, different segments of it. You start and you think, man, this is great. And then you get into the grind and you go, this has been such a long year. Will it ever end? And now you get here and you go, I can't believe it's almost over.
You can see the finish line from where we're at right now.
Drive from the wing. The shot off the glass, no good. Anthony with a rebound, but he threw it right to Steeple. Steeple will come back and pull a 3 and miss it. And the rebound is tipped into the hands of Anthony Moore. He covers it up.
Covers up that one and hands it to Brian Givens. Anthony threw into triple coverage there, and it was picked off.
Anthony's got a great arm. We compare him to a quarterback a lot of times. That one was an easy interception for the cornerback. Zay for 3, fade away, no. But Anthony got a long rebound. JT down in the corner for 3. Oh, it came out on him. It went down and came out.
All the way down and out. Another great feed there from Brian Givens. And I really thought that was going down.
Nighthawks with it. Right elbow jumper is good by Sniers.
Darnell Sniers out of Leopoldsburg, Belgium. And I'm not even going to ask if you've been there.
Have you been there?
I have not, and I don't plan on going anytime soon.
You surprised me one time by saying you had been to somewhere. I guess we've all been to somewhere. JT on the wing. Just somewheres are more interesting than other somewheres.
I've been a few places, a few interesting places, but never been to Belgium.
Foul is on Sniers. I enjoy their waffles.
Yes, I have had a Belgian waffle.
That's as close as I could get. Try to get the ball in and the paint to Zay, and it's knocked out of bounds by Sniers. Now Zay will be the trigger man instead of the receiver this time. Gets it into Hunter Preston. Hunter post up in the paint, turns, shoots, misses badly to the left, and Zay got a rebound.
If you notice there, Scott, he wasn't able to spin back to the middle of the lane. He was going really the wrong way for him. A very tough shot.
BG behind the arc, and we've got a foul away from the ball on CSU down in the paint.
Yeah, moving screen there. They got Jalen Thomas. CSU running a little bit of a box set there, a set play, and Jalen Thomas a little aggressive with the screen.
So the Nighthawks with it. Sniers into the front court. Big Olatunji up top. Zach Brown. Zach Brown in the paint to Olatunji. Turns around. Jumper good.
Well, Olatunji just used the 6'9" frame there. Really a nice turnaround jump hook there. Not the most skilled offensive player, but able to finish that one.
And that ties the game at 7. Hunter Preston driving to the hoop. Off the glass. Good.
Yeah, nice play by Hunter Preston. Little flex action that time from Coach Moore. And Hunter Preston found an open lane.
Jenkins tried to draw a charge. Good no call. Up top is Steeple. Steeple kicks it over. Zach Brown, a baseline drive, and laid it up good.
Stanley Taylor beaten there, giving up the baseline. Easy layup.
9-9 as Zach Brown made the basket, not the one with the band. Although he may have a band, it's just not the Zach Brown that you've heard of, probably.
I've never heard of the band you're speaking of.
It's a big country band. Down in the corner is BG for 3. No good. Rebound, Hunter Preston. You really got to get out more, Mike.
You've no doubt about that.
That's what Elaine says, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you please get out more? Hunter Preston down on the baseline and fumbled it away, and that'll get us to another media timeout. 11:53 to play in the first half. Slow start, 9-9.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro.
That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that.
11:53 left in the first half. Slow scoring start for both teams, 9-9 game.
Really is. Neither team really in any kind of offensive flow or rhythm, and hence the 9-9 score, getting close to the midway point of the half.
Old School and Carl Ivy have checked in, so 2 3-point shooters. Carl Ivy has done a nice job coming off the bench this year with instant three-point offense, more times than not. It's out of Columbus High School. And Chris Horton, Old School, out of Shaw High School. Backdoor cut, and BG got a hand on it to steal it. BG gets it to Old School. Tay sets a screen. Hunter Preston, right wing. BG back up top, the point guard out of South Bend, Indiana. Takes a three and misses it long, and North Georgia with the rebound. Into the front court. Driving to the baseline, and a whistle and a foul as Carl Ivy hits the deck hard.
KJ Jenkins going strong to the basket there, and it looked like he initiated the contact, but they got Carl for the foul there.
So Jenkins will go to the line. And the first one is good.
And Jenkins, a redshirt freshman out of Canton, Georgia. So he's getting some minutes as a freshman.
And the second one is also good. 11-9. North Georgia has a new head coach this year.
Yeah, what was the old coach's name? You remember? Very weird looking over there and not seeing him. He was there forever.
And he's still there. He's just taken a different position on campus. Nice guy. BG into the paint. Hunter Preston in the key. BG left wing, left the elbow. Hunter in the key. Good.
Just two-man basketball there. Brian Gibbons and Hunter Preston playing catch with each other. Hunter finally decided to pull the trigger and knocked it in.
11-11. Shimunga in the paint. Kicks it up to Minor. Minor gets it up top to Cottrell. Cottrell to Jenkins. Jenkins inside the free throw line. Great pass inside. Reverse layup by Brown good. And a foul. Basket counts.
Probably the best offensive play of the night so far. Nice back cut there by Zach Brown.
Foul was on Hunter Preston, his first. So Brown has 4 points coming off the bench and a perfect free throw. 14-11 Nighthawks. Bryant Gibbons into the front court, behind the arc on the right side. BG gets it to Stanley Taylor, dropped it, but picked it back up to maintain the possession, gets it to Old School. He drives and knocked out of his hands, off his knee and out of bounds.
Not really Old School's game. He's more of a spot-up shooter, and when he puts it on the floor, things like that tend to happen. So another empty possession from CSU.
All right, into the paint. There's Shimunga, and Hunter Preston blocked his shot. Shimunga got it back, but missed the putback. Hunter Preston grabbed a rebound. Bryant Gibbons, a great pass to Old School, but he'll have to bring it back out and give it back to BG.
Good decision there. He had nowhere to go. Get back out and set it up.
BG behind the arc on the left side. Picks it up, gets it to Carl Ivy. Can't shoot in the key. Hunter Preston kicks it over to Tay for three. Shot it long. Hunter Preston with a long rebound. Puts it on the floor. Drives into the paint. And a tomahawk dunk by Hunter Preston.
Man, just out of nowhere, he went and grabbed the board. Nobody got in his way, and he slammed that one home. Impressive.
I mean, he was coming under the basket and slammed it home on the weak side with a tomahawk. And there's a drive, and Jenkins, nobody stopped the ball, and he laid it up and in.
That's what you don't want to happen. After a big dunk, the crowd's going, and you give up a wide open layup.
It's the second straight game that Hunter Preston has had a crowd roaring dunk. Mid-post right side. Backs it down now in the paint, off the glass, too hard. Rebound fought for and saved out to Tay. Old School just inside the arc. No. Rebound, North Georgia. Would have liked to have seen School take that shot when he first got it. There's Shimunga in the paint. Good.
And Shimunga doing what you said he likes to do, Scott. Get into that lane and cause problems. And That layup gives North Georgia a 5-point lead.
And a timeout called. We'll take it. Timeout called by CSU with the Nighthawks up by 5.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro.
That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there would be no chance that I would do that.
Scott and Mike back at Herbert Green Court, 18-13 North Georgia.
Well, it's been mostly the Hunter Preston show for CSU. He has 6 points and 4 rebounds, really playing well here in the first half.
BG between the circles. Anthony Moore up top. Zay Horton. BG. Hunter Preston for 3. Good. Hunter Preston can do it all.
Yes, he can. A little bit of everything. The big dunk, and right there, a beautiful three-point shot.
18-16. North Georgia by 2 now. Shimunga, we don't let him in the lane this time. Kicks it back out for 3. Good. And Brian Gibbons fouled him.
That's Bailey Minor, he's a redshirt freshman also, and that's his 22nd three-pointer of the year. And Brian Gibbons tried to fly by him there and ended up catching a little bit of Minor. And as you said, the chance for the rare 4-point play.
To add insult to injury, that's the second foul on BG, so he's got to come out of the game. Free throw is missed.
You know, Scott, I love Brian Gibbons. I love the way he plays, but he's done that a lot this year. He's, picks up those fouls in the first half, has to sit.
Zay Horton, JT, Stanley Taylor at the left elbow. Hunter Preston kicks it in the corner to Zay, up top to JT. 8 on the shot clock. JT off balance because he was pushed by Steeple.
Good call right there. North Georgia doing a really good job of it. The only guy they can't seem to figure out is Hunter Preston. They are doing a nice job of sitting down and guarding everybody else.
They're not alone in the league in that. Zay Horton in the corner for 3. No good. Backside rebound, Hunter Preston. And he is fouled. Bailey Minor.
Yeah, Hunter Preston, he has just been fun to watch. And I have to ask you, or I guess you could ask Robert, where was he the first half of the year? I mean, he was just rarely used early in the season.
Get the ball in to Anthony Moore. As we talked about on Monday night, he's got to be the best sixth man in the league. He's really a sixth starter because he's always in right around 3 minutes or less into the game. Stanley misses it. Zay got it back, fouled on the way up. We'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That's good work by CSU, getting on the offensive boards there. Bruce Benedict on top of that call.
The baseball team was in the last timeout getting on Bruce a little bit. That's a little irony there, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
baseball players.
They showed no mercy to anyone.
I bet they have no idea, even if somebody said that's Bruce Benedict. Free throw is good by Zay. I bet most of them at least would have no idea.
Said he played in the All-Star game one year.
That's right.
And you probably say that old guy played in the All-Star game, but he certainly did.
Next one's good. It's been a while since Bruce has played. He's been a basketball official for a long time. Stayed involved in the game with his full-time job. All right, at 21-18, 6:44 left in the half. North Georgia with the lead and the ball. Big Watson head of the key. He gets it out to Cottrell. Zach Brown for three. No. Tay with a strong rebound. JT into the front court. JT behind the arc. Dribbles, gets it to Zay Horton way up top on the left side. Zay at the head of the key. Kicks it out to JT for three. Short off the glass. And a rebound goes to North Georgia.
Normally when JT steps into a shot like that, it's pretty good. That one not even close.
Shamunga drives in, can't get to the hoop, drives back out. Now he drives the baseline, leaves it for Big Watson, who drew the foul, and will go to the line to shoot two. If he touches it down there, it's trouble.
I mean, he's a load, and Hunter Preston really didn't have any other option but to foul him right there. Well, I guess he could have kept his hand straight up, but the first thought is I have to stop this guy from getting it up on the rim, and Hunter Preston with the foul.
His second, he will come out after this first free throw attempt, which is no good. Cam Paulding checks back in for him. Snyder's back in the game, and Brown out for the Nighthawks. Watson back to the line. Missed them both. Rebound, Stanley Taylor. Cougars down by 3 in a low-scoring first half, 21-18. Nighthawks on top, 5:46 left in the first half. JT left wing. JT behind the left elbow, gets it to Zay right in front of us on the right side, puts it on the floor, gets it to Tay. They collapse on him. He forces one up, no, and they grab a rebound. Outlet to Shamunga, one-on-one against Zay Horton, and a double dribble.
It took the refs a little while there, but they figured it out. A clear double dribble by Shamunga.
Stanley Taylor out. And Bryant Gibbons back in. So BG's got to be mindful of the fact that he has 2 fouls here.
Well, against Young Harris, he had 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes and played 19 minutes in the first half. So he's usually pretty good about that.
BG drives and dribbled it off his foot as he drove into the paint. He thought he got hip checked in there. He will lose that argument. Not even Perry Mason could win an argument against officials. And some people are going, Perry Mason. A drive off the glass, good by Snyers.
Snyers, that's his second bucket of the game. A really strong drive that time.
Very quick first step to the bucket.
Very much so. It's tough to stay in front of him.
BG tried to get JT, who was cutting inside, threw it away, but Anthony Moore ran it down just before it got to the midcourt line. Anthony driving to the hoop, drew the foul, will go to the line to shoot 2.
Robert said something in the pregame. One of his keys was transition points, and CSU not getting transition points. Everything in this game has been played in the half court, and it's really been frustrating for CSU. They've had to work very hard for their points.
Anthony Moore, his first point of the night as the free throw is good, 23-19. And he hit them both. The young man out of Central High School in Phoenix City pulls the Cougars to within 3. 4:36 to play here. Scott and Mike at Herbert Green Court. Jenkins down the right side, swatted out of there by Anthony Moore into the hands of Zay Horton. Zay maintains a dribble. What a spin, what a shot, good, Zay Horton.
Big time play. That's an all-conference play right there. Big time spin and put it up there soft. Beautiful.
Backdoor cut, ball knocked away, but they're able to save it. Snyers did, and then he threw it away. Zay's ahead of the field. Zay had the ball stripped out of his hands and a foul from behind. And the crowd was anticipating another Zay Horton dunk, and North Georgia's player deprived us of that moment. And that'll get us to the media timeout with 3:56 to play in the first half. North Georgia up by 1.
As Division II student athletes, we are committed to being our best.
Division II National SAC is proud to partner with the Sports Science Institute to play a role in the cardiac safety and health of student athletes.
Although many student athletes with heart conditions live healthy, active lives, up to 10 NCAA student athletes die each year of sudden cardiac death during athletic activities.
The facts are that immediate delivery of CPR and AED saves lives, so everyone should be CPR and AED trained. Please join us in this important initiative. Make it yours.
North Georgia up by 1. 3:56 to play in the first half.
CSU in a dogfight here in the first half. North Georgia really playing good, solid defense. It's been a struggle offensively for CSU, and I mentioned transition points a little bit ago, and right there CSU had a chance at a couple, and as you said, Scott, if Cottrell for North Georgia doesn't get there, Zay is going to bring the house down with a dunk.
And he goes to the line now to shoot a couple. He and Hunter Preston had back-to-back dunks on Monday night that were both incredible.
They were.
Free throw good.
And you're right, they came just within, 10 or 15 seconds of each other.
And the next one good. Kind of rolled around, set up on the rim, and dropped in there. The Cougars have a 1-point lead.
There's Zay perfect from the line tonight. He has 8 points.
Snyers drives to the hoop. We stop the ball. Ball is thrown into the backcourt, picked up by Zay Horton. Gets it to Anthony Moore, who fumbled it away. And North Georgia comes away with it. And steeples in the paint. In and out, no good. And a rebounding foul on North Georgia.
Going to get Olatunji there with a little push in the back. And Zay is limping over there by the bench. Hope he's okay.
We don't need that. It's his left ankle. He's trying to get the shoe off.
One thing I just do not understand is the shoe thing. And I say this probably too much, but I don't understand. You get the support from the high tops and everybody wears low tops, and they wonder what happens when they turn their ankle.
You see a few guys beginning to wear the high tops again. We got a few guys out here wearing them. Zay is not one of those. Yeah, I'm with you. I knew exactly where you were going on that one. Anthony makes the first free throw.
One of the many things that just doesn't make any sense to me.
The second one is no good. Rebound, North Georgia. As you know, I got a long list also. Olatunji gets it back up for 3, no good, but they get a rebound. Anthony Moore got a hand on a shot into the hands of Bryant Gibbons. Moore. Ant up top, gets it back to BG. Cougars up by 2, 3:07 left in the half. JT in the key, down the left side of the lane, leaves it for Anthony. Short corner jumper, good.
Wow, that was a nice shot. Hadn't seen a lot of that this year out of Anthony Moore, but he looked really good shooting that one.
He drained it right in front of our baseball team down there in the corner. Olatunji up top. Bryant Gibbons stole the ball. Look out. Bryant Gibbons in the lane, and a jam from Bryant Gibbons.
Well, Olatunji thought for about a half a second if he was going to challenge him, and he made a good decision letting him go.
And timeout, North Georgia. Listen to this crowd. 2:28 to play, 29-23 here in the first half. The Cougars are on top.
And I'll tell you, Coach Dan Evans for North Georgia was absolutely furious with KJ Jenkins. He must have been the one that threw that pass that led to the dunk, but he got a quick timeout, and he was really giving it to KJ Jenkins.
Fans, the CSU Athletics Department hosting its annual golf ball drop on Friday, May 1st at the Country Club of Columbus. Tickets cost just $20 for the chance of winning $3,000. Act fast because tickets are limited. Only 1,000 are being sold. They're available for purchase inside the Frank Sonny Clements office suite on the second floor of the Lumpkin Center. And speaking of Coach Clements, legendary coach started the program. Robert Moore is one win away from tying Coach Clements for second place on the all-time CSU wins list.
It'd be nice to get that done here tonight.
All right, head of the key. There's Shimonga in the paint. Oh, my goodness. Drew the foul, says Bruce Benedict.
That was a bad call. There was nothing there.
Except a block.
A clean
block.
Yes, a block by Stanley Taylor.
Block of the shot.
Yes, Bruce missed that one.
Shimonga's free throw is good.
I believe CSU, it's gone. What, they score 11 straight, Scott, until that free throw?
It was 23-18, so you are correct. 11-0 run.
You know, that dunk by Brian Givens was pretty awesome. A guy his size getting up there and dunking it like that's very impressive.
Yeah, he really is, and you know he can do it. And Anthony Moore down the right side. They knock it out of his hands. Jenkins comes back with it. They've got the numbers. Jenkins kicks it to Brown, who gets a dunk of his own.
Pretty impressive dunk there by Brown. Even more impressive, the pass from the freshman KJ Jenkins. It was a well-run break.
Cougar lead is just 2 in a dogfight here, as Mike said. 1:40 to play in the half. Cam Paulding driving into the paint, kicks it out to Stanley Taylor, drives on the baseline. He lost the handle on it, but he's fouled as he got it back in the paint.
Looked like a lot of ball that time, but a lot of times if the defender brings that arm down and swats at it, you're going to get called.
Zach Brown called for the foul. Stanley Taylor out of Virginia makes the first one. Cougars up by 3.
CSU 11 of 12 now from the line.
Had a great shooting night at the line Monday night.
Well, that's good to see. Those free throws, as you well know, not telling you anything you don't know, they become really important late in the year and in postseason.
So Tay made them both. They get it to Brown, and another impressive dunk for Brown. Oh, my goodness.
Gum. Wow. I mean, he has absolutely rim-rocked that goal down there 2 possessions in a row.
They're back to within 2. JT drives in deep, gets it to Cam Paulding. Missed it. Cam got it back, though. Put it up, missed it again. He got it back, and he's fouled this time. Well, if first you don't succeed, try again. And that's what Cam Paulding did.
Well, have to give Cam credit for sticking with the play, but he's got to finish those. He's right there at the rim, and at his size, he needs to finish those plays.
Foul was on the jumping jack, Zach Brown.
I was talking about Brian Givens' dunk being so impressive. Those 2 from Zach Brown were up there.
Cam's free throw is good, 32-29.
I mean, I think the Russian judge would have given him a 10 for those.
I was about to say, those 2 dunks would have worked well in a dunk contest. And the second free throw is good. Good for you.
That's a good sign when you see Cam making his free throws.
4-point Cougar lead, 55 seconds. By the way, Zay Horton appears to be okay. He's had his ankle taped, got the shoe back on, just sitting on the bench up near Coach Moore now. Shamunga driving to the paint, and it's knocked out of his hand. Still belongs to the Nighthawks. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Darnell Snyers, trigger man to the right of the basket. Gets it in to Big Watson. Back down in the corner for three. No. Rebound, Anthony Moore. Impressive rebound. Outlet to JT, and he slows it down. 30 seconds left in the half. 5 less than that on the shot clock. So JT's going to run some time off here. We spread the floor. 14. JT's in the circle. Everybody now is down on the baseline flat. Tay comes up to set a screen. JT, jumper inside of the elbow, good. 35-29, Cougars, 3 seconds. Good if it goes. A long three at the buzzer. It does not go. And the Cougars, with a good finish to the half, lead it 35-29.
I'd say a perfect finish to a hard-fought first half. CSU ran that shot clock down, and Jalen Thomas made a tough shot from about 15 feet, and good to see CSU take a 6-point lead into the half.
All right, we'll come back with the first half stats for you next, so stay tuned here on Cougar Sports TV.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro.
That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs.
Scott Miller, Mike Shanda back at Herbert Green Court. Cougars up 35-29 over the Nighthawks at the half, and Mike has the first half stats.
Bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a stat sheet, so that always throws me off. In the first half, North Georgia, they were 11 of 26 from the floor, 42.3%, just 1 of 9 from three-point range, so CSU did a good job in that area. They were 6 of 10 from the free throw line. They were led in scoring by Zach Brown, who had 2 monster dunks in that first half. He had 9 points. Minor had 3, Shamunga with 4, Snyers with 4, Big Watson with 1 point, KJ Jenkins with 4, and Malden and Olatunji both with 2 points. For CSU, didn't shoot it very well in the first half. 10 of 30, 33.3%, 2 of 9 from three-point range, but they were unbelievable from the free throw line. 13 of 14 in that first half. Very nice. CSU led in scoring by their all-conference players. Zay Horton, he had 8 points. Jalen Thomas and Anthony Moore each had 5. Bryant Gibbons with 4. Cam Paulding with 2. Stanley Taylor with 2. And I misspoke. Hunter Preston led the way with 9 points. I'm totally thrown off here, Scott. I need a paper stat sheet.
I know, we're a couple of old guys, and when we have to use the technology of looking at the computer screen, it's tough on us.
Yeah, they had to turn it on for me and tell me where to look. So there's your stats at the half.
Well, it was a slow start for both teams, and the Cougars, though, kicked it in gear, Mike, with an 11-0 run and finished the half out on a 17-6 run.
Yeah, really did a good job on the defensive end, and were eventually in the half able to get out in transition. That's really what Robert was looking for. A big dunk from Hunter Preston, a big dunk from Brian Gibbons. Need to see more of that in the second half.
All right, we're going to take a break and go wait for a few moments. Go get a sandwich or something, or a beverage, and join us in a few minutes for the start of the second half of the Cougars up 35-29 on Cougar Sports TV.
As Division II student athletes, we are committed to being our best.
Division II National SAC is proud to partner with the Sports Science Institute to play a role in the cardiac safety and health of student athletes.
Although many student athletes with heart conditions live healthy, active lives, up to 10 NCAA student athletes die each year of sudden cardiac death during athletic activities.
The facts are that immediate delivery of CPR and AED saves lives, so everyone should be CPR and AED trained. Please join us in this important initiative. Make it yours.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
These are your teams, your players, your community of fans. This is where they play, where they practice, where you cheer. At every meet, every event, every game. Your community is passionate, dedicated, supportive. You know the tension of a close game and the thrill of the win. So while you're cheering, keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Codify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Opportunity to me means doing the things that will make you a better future. I always dreamed of graduating from college. So being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed was paying off. Having an athletic scholarship for the University of Mount Olive was key for my success. I had the opportunity to not only get an education, but be able to develop as an individual.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you.
NCAA Teamworks is how the NCAA, member schools, student athletes, and corporate champions and partners actively engage in outreach efforts where national championships are played. Through initiatives such as NCAA Community 101 service learning projects, disaster relief efforts, youth clinics, backpack and school supply donations, and support of Special Olympics and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the NCAA and its partners work together to leave a lasting legacy in the community. For more information on NCAA Teamworks, go to ncaa.com/teamworks.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus, and why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity. While they're focused on success, we're focused on them. Because protecting college athletes doesn't only happen on the field. After the buzzer, it's about healthier student athletes. So we're reforming to meet their needs, investing in groundbreaking research, and changing the conversation around mental health. We're working hard to protect college athletes, because prioritizing their well-being creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity. Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes, college sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Codify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
From court to court and lane to lane under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
It's more than a whistle or a call. We're committed to giving college athletes a fair shot, on and off the field. Covering the full cost of attendance, because college costs go beyond tuition. Keeping dreams on track, regardless of performance or injury. And creating equal opportunities and inclusive environments. It's about respecting college athletes and prioritizing fairness to build a pathway to lifelong opportunity.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experience as possible.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face. You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we
Scott Miller, Mike Sanda back at Herbert Green Court inside the Lumpkin Center, where we're about ready to get the second half underway with the Cougars up 35-29. Mike, what do the Cougars need to do here in the second half?
Well, they need to get out in transition. I thought they were very good when they were able to get out on the break. One thing I think they need to do is they need to hit a couple threes to loosen that defense up a little bit. North Georgia really getting into CSU, playing good half-court defense. You make a couple from distance, it forces them out a little bit and opens the floor up. So pretty good half from CSU, especially defensively. I mean, holding North Georgia to 1 for 9 from 3, that's good work.
Both sides got off to a slow start offensively. CSU trailed by 5 and went on an 11-0 run. Finished the half on a 17-6 run. Zay Horton will get set to get it in. And he does, as Bruce Benedict hands him the ball and checks to see if we're ready. What would Bruce do if I one time went, no, I'm not ready? Anthony Moore drives into the paint and scores. Anthony Moore was ready.
He was ready. Went right to the rim. Strong move. I'm not sure what Bruce would do, but I can tell you this, I'd like to see what he would do.
I don't think I'll push it. 37-29. I'm always the one going, all right, chop, chop. Let's move it along. A drive down the right side of the lane. Moore, what a drive and a finish by Snyers.
Very nice play by Snyers. His 6th point of the game.
Into the front court, JT gets it to Zay, head of the key. BG behind the arc on the left side. Drives, gets it to Cam Paulding. Missed the shot, but drew the foul and will go to the line to shoot 2.
That's one of those plays. I mean, that was a great play by Bryant Givens, feeding Cam the ball there, and that's one he needs to take and just stuff. I mean, I think if Hunter Preston catches that, that's a dunk. Make your free throws, Cam.
Foul was on Cottrell, his 3rd. And Cam's first one is wide right. He was 2 for 2 at the line in the first half. It's a good thing he's on our team, or the baseball players would be.
Oh, they would be. They'd be all over it.
And this one spun out on him. Rebound, Nighthawks.
And that's 2 points that CSU should have had.
Nighthawks, Snyers gets it on the wing, gets it back from Cottrell. Snyers for 3, good.
CSU went 1-3-1 there. Robert wanting to try a little zone, but as good as they played on the perimeter in the first half, we might not see that again.
So the Nighthawks back to within 3. Just underway in the second half. Zay Horton, they won't let him in. JT will drive, put a shot up and miss it. Got his own rebound and kicked it out to BG. Got it over, down in the corner. Zay for 3, yes!
Boy, great look from JT. And Zay was standing all by himself, and he cashed it in.
40-34 Cougars. Snyers with a wide open 3. Missed this one this time, but they hustle and get a rebound and throw a great pass inside to Shimunga, cutting to the basket, and he laid it up and in.
I'm just going to venture a guess here that 1-3-1 we will not see that on the next possession.
So 4-point Cougar lead. Bryant Gibbons, Anthony Moore up high. JT head of the key. Zay Horton against Shimunga on the left wing. JT against Cottrell. JT free throw line. Great pass to Anthony Moore. Layup good.
That's pretty. 2 assists on 2 possessions for JT. Nice finish by Anthony Moore.
So the youngster out of the Glenwood School getting it done here early in the second half.
Back to the man-to-man here, which I like.
Shimunga drives in the paint, kicks it to Snyers in the corner for 3. No. Rebound Anthony Moore. Bryant Gibbons into the front court. Kicks it to Zay for 3. Good again. Zay Horton.
So smooth. Just beautiful. Caught it in rhythm. 2 big threes here in the second half for Zay. 14 in the game for him.
And there's Cottrell for 3. He missed it. And the rebound, BG. Cougars want to run. BG down the right side of the lane, and the ball was kicked by Shimunga.
And Robert going crazy over there about something.
I think Zay was open on the wing again, and perhaps he wanted him to get the ball to him over there.
That's a good call because he's made 2 in a row. You have to look for him, and Bryant Givens tried to force something there. So good call there, Scott.
BG baseline right of the basket, gets it in to Hunter Preston. Jumper is no good. Backside rebound. Zay got a hand on it, couldn't corral it. And into the front court, here comes Steeple. Steeple gets a pass to Brown underneath. He throws it away out front to Bryant Givens. They've got back on defense, though, so BG will spin, get it to Anthony Moore. Short jumper, baseline. Money for Anthony Moore.
It's amazing to me how good this team looks when they get out and run. Everything is so much easier on the offensive end.
Cougars up by 11, 16:23 to play. Zach Brown head of the key. Brown gets it to Steeple. Big Watson pushes off Hunter Preston and gets the ball back. Steeple, head of the key, down the right side of the lane. Jumper is good outside the lane.
Tough shot by Steeple. Really good defense by Hunter Preston. He had that big long arm right in Steeple's face, and Steeple with a tough make there.
His first points of the night. Bryant Givens behind the arc on the right side. JT up top. Anthony Moore up high on the left side. Anthony gets it to Hunter, head of the key. JT, great pass inside Anthony Moore. Off the glass, fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well-run play that time by CSU. Anthony Moore probably should have got that ball up a little bit quicker, but he'll be shooting free throws when we come back.
From the media timeout, 15:41 to play. Cougars up 47-38.
As Division II student athletes, we are committed to being our best.
Division II National SAC is proud to partner with the Sports Science Institute to play a role in the cardiac safety and health of student athletes.
Although many student athletes with heart conditions live healthy, active lives, up to 10 NCAA student athletes die each year of sudden cardiac death during athletic activities.
The facts are that immediate delivery of CPR and AED saves lives, so everyone should be CPR and AED trained. Please join us in this important initiative. Make it yours.
Cougars up 47-38 at the first media timeout in the second half.
Really good start to the second half for CSU. They were up 6 at the half. They've stretched that lead out to 9. A couple of nice threes from Zay Horton here in the second half. I tell you, Anthony Moore playing a nice game as well. He has 11. Got my numbers mixed up. That whole stat sheet thing has me just totally out of kilter, Scott.
So, guys, if we don't have a piece of paper in our hand and have to rely on that fancy computer thing,
it's tough.
It is tough.
Really tough.
The struggle is real, friends, let me just tell you. Anthony Moore goes to the line to shoot a couple. And the free throw is good by Ants. 48-38. And the next one is on the way, short, fights for a rebound. It's loose on the floor. Held ball is called, and the arrow belongs to the Nighthawks.
That bad miss from Anthony Moore created the scramble situation there. Anthony barely drew iron that time. Ball went straight to the floor.
So the Nighthawks with it. Cougars have stretched their lead to 10, biggest lead. 15 and a half minutes. Hunter Preston almost got a steal, not quite. Shamunga in the paint, off the glass, good.
You know, you said that at the open, and it's really amazing. Shamunga just does such good work for a little guy down in that lane.
He's one of those guys that drives downhill.
He just gets so low and makes it really tough to stay in front of him.
JT, Hunter Preston, right wing. Bryant Givens, 8 on the shot clock, a long three. Shot it too long and a rebounding foul on North Georgia.
Olatunji down there had a hold of Hunter Preston. Hunter Preston's so active around the basket. He saw that shot go up, and he went right underneath the basket, and Olatunji just could not handle him.
Olatunji out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And they wipe up a little sweat on the floor. One of the, Mike, this, I never thought I would say this year, but I think the biggest improvement on this team as the season has gone along has been their half-court offense.
They look better. They looked awful at times early in the year. Robert made some changes over the break, and you're right, they've really helped. The movement is a lot better. They share the ball very well.
I mean, it's still not great, but I think it's come light years from the way it was.
It has, and continues to get better.
Hunter Preston backing down. Olatunji kicks it out to BG for three. Shot it short, and rebound goes to Jenkins. Into the front court. We stop the drive. He kicks it out to Shimanga. Shimanga's going to go to the paint, but Hunter Preston won't let him shoot. Kicks it out to Jenkins, who will for three. Misses it. Rebound goes to Zay Horton. BG back to Zay. Kicks it down in the corner. JT for three. Shot it long. Anthony Moore gets the backside rebound and will set it up and do it again.
And I don't mind that shot either. I mean, it's a quick shot, but it was in rhythm, and see JT make that shot a lot of times.
Head of the key, a little weave up top. Gets it back to JT. He kicks it to BG. Save for three. Good again at the shot clock buzzer. Zay Horton doing Zay Horton things.
Yes, he is, and credit Bryant Givens with finding him with a perfect pass. Third three of the half for Zay Horton.
Shimanga in the paint. Kicks it down in the corner for three. Jenkins answers.
Just as we had gotten the lead out to 11, Shimanga getting in the lane again and finding Jenkins for a three.
Lead is 8. Long way to go, 13-24. Players get tangled up top. JT falls to the floor. Zay Horton jumper outside the lane. Good.
Well, you just, on a night like tonight, you just have to feed him because he's feeling it. It's coming off his hand perfect. 19 points for Zay Horton.
Driving to the hoop all the way, and the uncontested layup by English is good.
Looked like Bryant Givens tried to jump up to the, really just took a bad angle there and got blown by.
And that was Steeple, I beg your pardon. 53-45. BG drives in and draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
You see that a lot when a player really gets embarrassed on the one end. Quite frankly, he was blown by, and Brian Givens having none of it. He decided to take his man one-on-one, and that time KJ Jenkins looked like he was inside that arc underneath the basket.
And BG will go to the line to shoot two, and the first one is good. I just saw Chris Old School Horton come out of the locker room in civilian clothes with a boot on his right foot. I talked to his dad at halftime. I didn't see it when it happened, but he said he rolled his ankle in that first half.
Yeah, once again, need to get the guy some high tops.
Second free throw is no good.
I'm not going to stop talking about that.
I mean, I'm with you. I just think it's a great point. And take it back. And Steeple caught the ball on the sideline right in front of their bench. Turnover.
A bad play from Steeple there. You mentioned the half-court offense, Scott, and how it's gotten better. I'll tell you who I think's gotten a lot better is Brian Givens, understanding that he needs to be a facilitator, get the ball to Zay Horton, get the ball to Anthony Moore. He's just doing a much better job of that.
Stanley Taylor gets it to Hunter Preston at the elbow, kicks it. JT has it, gets it to Hunter in the paint. He throws it to Stanley Taylor, and a dunk.
That was impressive. I tell you, Hunter Preston does such a good job of finding open teammates, always keeping his eyes up, looking for open guys.
56-45. Steeple in the paint. kicks it up top to Minor. Snyder, wide open underneath is Minor and laid it up and in.
Snyder's got away with a walk that time.
Nighthawks keep hanging around the perimeter here, down by 9, still 11 and a half to go. BG behind the arc on the right side. BG kicks it out. Stanley Taylor for 3. Spun out on him. Hunter Preston fighting for a rebound. And North Georgia knocks it out of bounds. That'll get us to the media timeout. 11:18 to play. Cougars up 56-47 on Cougar Sports TV.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% will go pro. That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
Cougars up 56-47 with 11:18 to play.
You said it earlier, Scott. Zay Horton doing Zay Horton things. How about Hunter Preston doing Hunter Preston things, grabbing another offensive rebound to keep that possession alive? He is really, to me, as good as anybody in this league at using his length. He has long arms, and he really extends when he goes and gets rebounds.
We talked about this on Monday night. Not only does he grab rebounds, but because of those long arms, he will tap a ball and keep it in play.
He's definitely the best in the league at that, and the more I watch him, the more I like him.
Zay Horton baseline, gets it into Tay behind the arc on the left side. Brian Gibbons. Zay Horton looked at the 3, but Snyder ran out on him. Gets it back up top to BG. Coach Moore says, back it out of there a little bit. 9 seconds on the shot clock. BG pulls, shoots, misses long. Backside rebound goes to the Nighthawks. Snyers into the front court. They're down by 9 with 10:56 to play. Snyers in the lane, good.
Snyder's a good, solid player for them. He has 11 points tonight, and he also likes to get in the lane and did a nice job there.
So the lead is 7 for the Cougars. Carl Ivy, Zay Horton head of the key. BG, great pass inside to Ivy, layup good.
That was pretty. Another nice set play from Coach Moore, and Ivy the beneficiary.
58-49 Cougars. There's Snyers in there again. Good pass to Brown. Reverse layup. He blew it. Rebound goes to Hunter Preston. To Brian Gibbons. Gives it to Carl Ivy. Driving down to the baseline. Dishes it to Hunter Preston. Oh, he missed it. And the rebound goes to the Nighthawks. So you don't see that much.
No, you don't. You talk good about somebody, and he turns around and misses a layup.
Steeple, free throw line jumper is good. And again, they're within 7.
Well, the missed layup there could have gotten it to 11. Instead, North Georgia comes right back and cuts it to 7.
9:50 to go, plenty of time. Brian Gibbons, Hunter Preston up top for 3, no good. And a rebound goes to Snyers. Into the front court. Snyers, head of the key, leaves it for Steeple up top for 3, good.
And all of a sudden you look up and it's a 4-point game. North Georgia doing a nice job of fighting back.
Brian Gibbons front court. Need a bucket here to stem their momentum a little bit. BG, great pass to Hunter Preston and another dunk.
Pretty amazing to me that people have such a hard time guarding a pick and roll. That's all that was. Easy pick and roll, dunk for Hunter Preston.
Snyers down the lane. He's fouled by Zay Horton. On the floor. It's just the first foul on the Cougars here in this half. Just 4 on the Nighthawks. BG out. JT back in. Baseline right of the basket. They get it into Brown in the corner. Getting it back to Jenkins. Up top is Steeple. We stop the drive at the elbow. He kicks it out on the wing. Steyers back to Steeple. 9 on the shot clock. Shot fake just outside the elbow. Steyers no good. Jenkins tried to save a rebound, but he threw it back into Carl Ivy. JT into the front court. Zay Horton head of the key. Kicks it back to JT. Steeple runs at him. 8.5 minutes to play. Cougars by 6. Hunter Preston spins in the lane and missed it. And the rebound kicked out, and North Georgia has it. Steeple into the front court. We stop the ball. He kicks it back. Steyers will drive into the paint and draw the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Much to the chagrin of the CSU fans.
Fans don't like that. Looked like a lot of ball, but the referees gave Snyder the call. And you know, Scott, those misses around the basket, they'll bite you every time. And Hunter Preston has missed a couple easy layups to allow North Georgia to get right back in this thing.
And the free throw is no good by Steyers. That helps. Anthony Moore in. Zay Horton out for a breather. We're at Flagler on Saturday. Aiken is hammering Flagler in St. Augustine, 60-36 tonight. Second one is good. 5-point CSU lead. Still too much time left in this. 8 minutes. Carl Ivy. Anthony Moore up top. Anthony had the ball stolen by Steeple. JT's going to get back on him, but not prevent the layup good.
Anthony Moore just fell asleep that time. Did not see Steeple, and the Steeples just picked him clean.
And the lead is down to 3. JT, Carl Ivy up top. Anthony Moore in the key. Hunter Preston had it knocked away, stolen. Steyers into the front court. They can tie it with a 3. 7:20 to go. Still a long way left. Steeple for the tie. Missed it. Rebound goes to Anthony Moore. That was a big miss.
Yes, it was. And right on line, came up just a tad short. And this lineup for CSU is not the best offensive lineup.
Anthony Moore driving down, pulls up, shoots in and out, no good. Rebound, North Georgia. Well, it went all the way down and came out on him.
Really good move by Anthony Moore. He put it up there soft, just didn't get the roll.
All right, Steeple. They're still trailing by 3, 6:47 to play. Steeple leaves it out from Minor. Brown. Jenkins for 3, and the tie, missed it. Rebound, Stanley Taylor. So they've had 2 opportunities to tie and come up empty with 6.5 minutes to go. We need a bucket here. JT, Cougars protecting a little skinny 3-point lead. Carl Ivy drives and scores off the glass.
Big time move there from Carl Ivy. Mainly he does most of his work outside the 3-point line, but tonight a couple buckets around the basket.
And that was a huge one for Carl. 62-57 Cougars. 6 minutes to go. Wow, a terrible collision at the head of the key with Carl Ivy and Steyers. Steyers took the brunt of that, but he's all right. He pops up. He's felt better, but he's okay. And that'll get us to a media timeout. 62-57, Cougars on top. 6 minutes to play.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Well, 6 minutes to play. Cougars up by 5.
And at one point in the second half, probably around the 11 or 12 minute mark, it felt like CSU had control of this game, man. They were rolling, especially on the offensive end. North Georgia doing a really nice job clawing their way back.
So 6 minutes to go. We're 2 games back of Augusta for the 4th spot. That's the final spot that would host a first-round game, and Augusta is leading Francis Marion at Francis Marion 43-39 with 16 minutes to go in that game.
You would think that, I mean, this is a must-win for CSU if they want to have any chance at that 4th spot.
Chimanga gets it to Olatunji on the far side. Minor up top. Jenkins fumbled it, got it back. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Jenkins drives to the baseline, has to force up one, and he scores. A little jump hook on the baseline. Are you kidding me?
Tough shot. That kid's a redshirt freshman, so we're going to see a lot of him in the coming years. That was a great shot from KJ Jenkins.
That gets them back to within 3. 5.5 minutes to play. Tay at the head of the key. Hunter Preston up top on the left side. Gives it to Carl Ivey, driving in the paint. Shoots and scores just inside the elbow.
I thought that shot was about to be blocked, and somehow Carl got it away and got it to go down.
64-59. Wide open. Minor underneath will lay it up and in. Man.
There's Chimanga again, causing problems when he gets in that lane. He draws defenders and finds open players. Easy basket, Georgia. For North Georgia, excuse me.
And they're back to within 3 again. Ivy near the logo. 4:51 to go. Anthony Moore, Hunter Preston head of the key. Carl Ivy, right wing. Will take a 3 and miss it. And backside rebound goes to North Georgia. Well, for the 3rd time, they have a chance to tie with the 3, but Chimanga takes it in the paint, and Anthony Moore strips it away from him. So they've had an opportunity 3 times tonight in a 1-possession game to tie it and have come up empty all 3 times. Carl Ivey, Anthony Moore behind the arc on the right side. Need a bucket in the key. Tay up top. Carl Ivey head of the key. Kicks it over to Tay for 3. Air ball long into the hands of North Georgia. Well, again, they're down by 3. They've got the ball. Jenkins free throw line jumper good. Now they're down by 1.
Well, another basket for KJ Jenkins. He has come up big for his team, and Robert going to get a timeout.
So 3:49 to play, and North Georgia has fought all the way back to get to within 1. It'll turn into a full timeout, and we'll take it.
Fall in love with sports, our universities are working every day to keep college sports safe, so you can watch them play with a little less worry and a little more joy.
Well, we're coming to the finish line, and it's a tight one. 64-63. Cougars, 3:49 to play.
Robert taking a wise timeout there. BG and Zay will be back in the game, so getting his 2 best offensive players back in the game. You said something in the break, Scott, that's both not really funny, but certainly true, is this team never met a lead that they weren't willing to give up. And that's very frustrating for you and I. It makes our life difficult over here.
Also for the guy in the good-looking suit standing up over there, Coach Robert Moore. All right, need a basket. Our lead is 1 skinny little point. Grab a lucky spot and see if we can't survive at home. BG head of the key. Anthony Moore, Zay Horton, 9 on the shot clock. Zay for three, shot it way long, backside rebound North Georgia. Now the Nighthawks can take a lead with a bucket with 3:25 to go. Jenkins to Steeple. Jenkins inside of the arc. Gets it to Minor against Stanley Taylor. Off the glass, good. And the Nighthawks have a 1-point lead with 3:10 to play.
Stanley Taylor really did everything he could there. He held his ground. He had his hands up. Credit Minor for making a good shot.
I thought the ball was going to come out, but it didn't. Anthony Moore, well, we really need a bucket now. Anthony goes to the hoop, shot no good, tipped up no, and a rebound goes to Zay Horton. Shot is up no. This time Zach Brown got a rebound and kicked it out.
Just the inability to finish around the rim for CSU is just costing them dearly.
2:38 to play. North Georgia with a 1-point lead in the ball. Well, we got to have a stop. And they almost threw a bad pass. Brown saved it. Brown drives, and a foul on Anthony Moore.
That's one of those plays there where Brown initiated the contact. And Bruce Benedict with the call there, I didn't like that one very much.
And neither did Coach Moore. And that'll get us to the final media timeout. 2:28 to play. North Georgia's got the ball and a 1-point lead. Well, the Cougars are going to have to dig deep here to avoid what would be a disastrous loss. 65-64, North Georgia leads it now. Still 2:28 to go.
CSU has just gone stone cold from the field. They just can't get anything to go. And they trail by one. North Georgia with the ball.
North Georgia's on a 6-0 run. 20 seconds on the shot clock. And they get it into Minor on the sideline. Gets it to Brown. He drives into the paint, off the glass, good.
Impressive move by Brown.
They've got a 3-point lead with 2:17 to go. Come on, man. Well, we need a bucket of some sort here. That's an 8-0 run for the Nighthawks. Hunter Preston, post up, down low. In the paint, off the glass, missed it, and then a foul on CSU. Boy, oh boy. Those are the kind that Hunter normally finishes off, but he's missed a few of those tonight.
He has 3 of them in about the last 5 or 6 minutes right at the rim. And as you said, he's been good with those, you know, the last 10 games or so, almost automatic down there, but tonight he's had trouble finishing.
Well, here we go, 1:49 to play. North Georgia has a 3-point lead. We absolutely have to get a stop here. Jenkins, Steeple. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 1:36 on the game. Steeple, baseline, 6 on the shot clock. Steeple, a long 3, short. Rebound goes to Bryant Givens. We're down by 3 with 1:26. JT into the front court. BG, Anthony Moore. Gotta have a bucket. BG drives. They stop the drive. Hunter Preston for the tie. No. Rebound goes to North Georgia with 1:10.
Can't ask for a better look than that. Hunter Preston wide open, and that one never had a chance to go in.
I would have lost the farm. 1 minute to go. Oh, they break wide open and they lay it up and in, and it's 69-64. North Georgia, 57 seconds. Bryant Gibbons into the front court. BG driving in, and he's fouled on the floor by Steeple, and that's just the 5th foul on North Georgia. Now, all of a sudden, Mike, you look up and there's 49 seconds left, and you're down by 5.
Tough spot here. And CSU, I'm not exactly sure how many points they've scored in the last, say, 8 or 9 minutes, but it hadn't been very many.
Well, I can tell you that it is now a 10-0 run. Tell me, Josh.
Scoreless for the last 4:32.
Thank you. Scoreless in the last 4:32 to answer your question there.
And those, you just can't do that at home. Well, on the road as well, but especially at home in a game this important. I mean, there's been a lid on that basket. CSU's missed layups. They've missed wide open threes. Just really tough to watch. And the weird thing is that during the middle part of this second half, they looked as good offensively as they have all year. And all of a sudden, it just went away in a hurry. And credit North Georgia, they've taken advantage of it.
I'm trying to see what our biggest lead was. And largest lead. Well, I can't find it here. 49.6 seconds. North Georgia 69-64. I believe we have one timeout remaining. They don't have it on the scoreboard here, so I don't know. Well, we're going to have to really dig deep here, down by 5 with 49 seconds. We've got the ball. Zay Horton, baseline to the left of the basket, gets it in to Bryant Gibbons. Well, we've got to score. Got to score right here. JT for 3. No, it fell off. And rebound goes to North Georgia. With 38 seconds, and we foul, and that's just the 6th foul. So one more before we put them in the bonus. That one sort of set on the rim, didn't it? It fell off.
And a lot of times when you see a shot kind of thud on the back of the rim like that, they go in, and that one just fell off the front there, so tough break for JT.
Well, if we don't get the steal, I would think we'd have to foul right away here. Minor deep in the back court, and gets it into Shimunga, gets it over to Jenkins, and that's too much time being run off. Brown is finally fouled, and he'll shoot 2 with 29 seconds.
Well, the opportunity to foul was there, and they let about 6 or 7 extra seconds off of the clock there and end up fouling Zach Brown as he was shooting. Now, he is only a 56.7% free throw shooter.
They're up by 5, so it's still just a 2-possession game, and the first one is terrible, no good.
That was a brick. I'll tell you what, the kid can jump, but he's not much of a free throw shooter.
And the second one is perfect. 70-64, timeout North Georgia. Well, it's still a 2-possession game, 2 threes, but you don't need a 3 right now. You just got to score in a hurry.
Right. Any type of basket right here. And then put them back on the line. Just try to stretch the game out a little bit.
It's been just about 5 minutes now since we've scored. 49-20. 4 minutes and 42 seconds. No, 4 minutes and 52 seconds since we've scored.
So almost 5 minutes without a point.
And they've on an 11-0 run.
Well, if they can get a good look at a 3, that would certainly be ideal. But as you said, Scott, you don't have to have the 3. But going 5 minutes without a point, any basket right now will do.
We led by 11 with 12:07 left in this game. Bryant Gibbons drive. They're just going to let him lay it up. And a timeout, CSU. with 23 seconds, 70-66.
Well, just to your point about leading it by 11, what was the score at that point?
It 56-45
at the 11 and change mark?
At the 12:07 mark.
So 12:07 we had 56, and now we're sitting on 66. That's just not good. Less than a point a minute. And the thing about it is there were CSU had good looks at the basket. Hunter Preston had 3 good looks right around the rim, missed them all. The 3 stopped going in, and need a minor miracle here at the Lumpkin Center.
So North Georgia just let him have the layup, didn't want to foul. There's still 23 seconds. The lead is 4, so we're not out of this thing yet. And they get the ball into Jenkins. Jenkins throws it into the front court to Steeple, 17 seconds, 16.9, and he's fouled, and Steeple will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Remember that now, a 1-and-1 with 16.9, and they're up by 4.
Steeple came into the game 47 of 64, 73.4%.
First one is perfect, 71-66.
Steeples had a solid night for North Georgia, 12 points for him.
And he missed that one. Rebound CSU. We're down by 5, 15 seconds. Got to go. Hunter Preston headed the key for 3. Missed it. Rebound North Georgia, and that should do it. 8 seconds. Foul at 6.9. Mike, we had the shots, but they just did not go down from the 12-minute mark on here tonight.
Just unbelievable. And it's just a bad time for that to happen. This is a big, big game for both teams. You're on your own floor, and CSU was playing really well. You know, we had Zay going a little bit, and all of a sudden somebody put a lid on the basket, and North Georgia is going to get out of here with a big win for them.
Free throws good, 72-66. Meanwhile, Augusta leads by 15 at Francis Marion with 9:50 to go. If that score holds, we're 3 back of the final spot to host a first-round game with 5 games to go.
And it'll be plan on packing your bags for the conference tournament.
Three-pointer, Brian Gibbons, no good, and that's it. And this is a bad loss for the Cougars, losing 73-66 after having a 11-point lead, 56-45 with 12:07 to go. So over the final 8 minutes, we scored 10 points.
That's just not good enough. It's just flat out not good enough. And listen, North Georgia is a decent team. You know, they came in 6-8 in the league. We had them right where we wanted them. As you said, 11-point lead. And I tell you, it was the game where you and I kind of got comfortable, to be honest with you, because CSU was playing so well. They were making shots and everything going well, and then boom, somebody put a lid on the basket, and North Georgia walks out of here with a win.
All right, Mike, we'll see you next Wednesday.
Thank you, Scott.
Former Cougar great Mike Sanda, and we'll be back to talk with Coach Moore on the postgame show here on Cougar Sports TV. Scott Miller back at Herbert Green Court, and the Cougars have lost it 73-66. Coach Robert Moore joins us here Well, this one is a tough one to take, but it's easy to diagnose. 12 minutes to go, we had an 11-point lead. We scored 10 points the rest of the way.
Well, Scott, I'm talking about we got good looks, missed layups, missed wide open jump shots, and we depend so much on Hunter on the inside. He couldn't get nothing to drop, and then he misses 2 wide open threes out top. And when you put a lid on it, no matter how much defense you're playing down there, you're not going to win the game. And we just had trouble scoring late, and that kind of concerned me, but I just thought those guys would make a shot late.
Well, we were only 35% from the floor, 23 of 65, 5 of 24 from behind the three-point arc, 20%.
When you don't make shots in this basketball game, it's going to kill you. And then tonight, that was our Achilles heel. We didn't make any shots.
Give North Georgia credit, man. They kept hanging around, didn't they?
Yeah, I always thought that they were still in the game when we had a 9, 10-point lead. I thought we had to stretch it out to 16 or 18, but we could never get there.
Well, so now that's a tough loss, but there are 5 games left, and we got to go on the road on Saturday at Flagler. They're trying to make a big comeback. Aiken was blowing them out, but now Aiken at Flagler leading by 9 with 51 seconds to go in that one.
Yeah, and we got to tell our guys they got to. We were shooting the ball a whole lot better in January. This late in the season, you got to make shots, and we just got to get in the gym and get shots up and make them. Because there's no reason for that. That's a bad loss when you're up 10 with so many minutes left to go, and then you don't make the shots that you need to make. So.
Well, it's I know it's frustrating.
Because this one hurts bad. When you're at home, got everything in front of you, and we just gave it away.
All right, Robert, thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Coach Robert Moore, the Cougars lose it 73-66. CSU goes to 8-7 in the league, 13-10 overall. North Georgia sweeps the season series, 7-8 in the league and 11-12 overall. So a tough night here for CSU, losing both the women and the men's game. We're at Flagler on Saturday, 1:30 doubleheader for you, audio only here on Cougar Sports TV. We'll hope for better things on Saturday. This is Scott Miller saying so long, everyone.
As Division II